Hello everyone. In this video, let us try to understand how to write a report on financial risk and how it could influence an organization and how we can avoid it. This is written as a part of completing FIN5063-1W7A financial analysis report. As a part of this task, you are supposed to select a recent financial risk that happened to any organization. Just cross check internet and try to find some kind of risks that are experienced by any company that is existing in the market. I recommend you to select a unique company by searching more effectively. After you select the risk, try to follow the structure and finish your report. The first step is you are supposed to discuss about the risk, what kind of risk it is, and how it is going to impact your organization. So basically, in the first step, try to give a brief introduction to the financial risk that you identified. To make you understand what are usually financial risks, what are different types of financial risks that an organization can experience, I have given you a link. Just click on this link and scroll it down to find this. These are the main type of financial risks: market risks, credit risk, liquidity risk, and operational risk. In this, I want you to select credit risk or operational risk so that it very much suits to the organization. Usually, here, the kind of example that we have given, Ponzi scheme, this comes under fraud risk. So, I want you to go for you can go any type of risk, but mostly like you are supposed to identify operational risk is given higher priority, then credit risk, then market risk, and finally liquidity risk. Okay, in this manner you select any one risk and based on that you complete this given task. Okay, to find what are financial risks, how they impact the organization, you can search in this link. That is fine. Next, after describing what kind of risk you identified and what is the organization and what is the risk that you identified, then you are supposed to discuss how that risk happened. So, what is the process? Step by step, you are supposed to explain how that the risk that you have selected usually happens. After that, you are supposed to discuss about the impact of that financial risk on your business, whatever the business we have selected on that business, how the selected risk will be influencing, what kind of impacts it will be having on the business. You please discuss about it. That should be clearly discussed. Each and every point related to the impact should be discussed. After that, the final step is how we can avoid, how we can handle the risk that we experienced. Usually, there will be different approaches that we follow when we are handling risk. The three major techniques is avoiding the risk. Our measures usually, like whatever the strategies we implement, we make sure that when we know that this kind of risk could happen to our organization, we create certain strategies to identify and avoid that particular risk. We make sure that that risk won't happen to our organization. Needed steps will be taken so that we can identify the possibilities of happening that risk and we ensure that such a immediate actions were taken to avoid happening of that risk. Second one is controlling risk. When the financial risk is happened, we want to minimize the impact of that risk on the organization. Whatever the loss we might get happened, that should be reduced. Usually, we control risks to ensure that its impact on the organization is reduced. So this type of strategies when we use when already risk happened. Okay, first one is avoiding risk. Before happening of the risk, we can take those measures. Then after risk happened, what kind of control measures we can take, and finally mitigating the risk. When risk happened, how we can handle that risk. Okay, these are the three major areas we can handle. But here, what it is asked, how would you make sure it wouldn't within your organization? So these two steps are not required here. We just want to make sure what kind of measures we are supposed to take considering the risk and what kind of mitigation strategies. Control is not given here. How can we mitigate when some particular risk happens? How we can mitigate it? First one is avoiding happening of the risk, and second one is completely mitigating the risk. When some particular risk happen, by using certain measures, we can completely throw out or completely destroy that particular risk. These steps should be written, and finally, a conclusion and reference section should be added. Well, like whatever the references you add, in addition to that, it is very important that you add this reference. Okay, so because this is a textbook reference, you can use this textbook to understand risks also, and some kind of measures that we usually take to handle financial risk. So make sure you download this book and read it. That also helps you. Okay, so this is the document structure. Make sure you strictly follow the video that I have made, and complete this task. Okay, all the best. This task is related to financial risk, its impact on the organization, and how can we make sure that that risk won't happen within the selected or within your organization or selected organization. You took example of a case study. Based on that, if you have your own organization, how you can ensure that that risk won't happen to your organization. These steps should be properly formatted, framed, and written in 1500 words report. Make sure you follow APS format and complete the task. Thank you very much.